Hey YouTube, here going to talk about things going on in the world around us. Before I get into what I want to talk about today, I want to point out something major that might be going on. Yesterday, Donald Trump was interviewed by Dan Bongino, and then this morning I was listening to Dan Bongino on his radio show, and Dan Bongino said that Donald Trump says things are going to get a lot clearer next week for what's going on with the likes of Lindell and what I've been hearing through the internet providing information folk. I'll just say that that sounds right. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. But to get right into this, the bait and switch has happened, as I had correctly predicted. If you live in San Francisco or New York City, in order to do anything, you'll have to prove your vaccination status. You have to bring your papers everywhere. In San Francisco now, starting August 20th, in order to go to a restaurant, in order to go to any indoor event, in order to go to a hospital, you'll have to do all that. And San Francisco's been locked down since March of 2020, and they never really completely opened back up. They had kind of a pseudo open back up about 50 days ago, and then decided to now do this bait and switch from this face diapers to the things in the arm. And if you think it's going to be restricted just to liberal cities like San Francisco and New York, I mean, if you're in Florida, you're probably okay, but this is probably gonna end up all over the country. And it seems like these cities are not really considering people who can't get things in the arm because they're like allergic to vaccines, or people with medical exemptions. And it doesn't seem to me like any of these city councils care to address that. Keep my eye on it, but it's not looking good. And regarding it spreading to other cities, obviously companies can do whatever they want. And luckily, a lot of these companies are allowing testing to go to work in place of getting the thing in the arm, and that's a good solution. I support having to be tested every day or once a week or whatever. That's reasonable. But I just got an email from my insurance company. I'll just say I have one of the biggest ones in the country. And now, in order for me to go to their facility in Santa Clara, or the city of Santa Clara, which is a conservative bastion in the Silicon Valley, I'll need to either present a proof of having gotten the thing in the arm or a proof of negativity for COVID-19. And I can kind of understand why they would do it, because of being a building involving people with medical needs. But it just, once again, just like San Francisco or New York City, it's kind of a blanket approach. But what happens if you need to go to the emergency room? If you cut your hand off, you can't get your hand put back on if you have COVID-19. That's just yeah, that's where we are today. So let's just talk in the last couple of minutes here about the ridiculousness of this whole thing. It is a virus. It's a real virus, but it's a virus with a 99.98 survival rate, and of that 0.2%, it moves to like a 98.999999991% if you take out comorbidities. 80+% of people who have died of COVID-19 have died with a comorbidity. Not a single child has died without a comorbidity. So doctors everywhere are scratching their heads. You can go BitChute or Rumble, do a little search, and you'll find thousands of videos of doctors who have spoken out against it, who have either lost their jobs in doing so or have a private practice. And and former VP of Pfizer has told us that it was meant specifically for people who are at risk and not for young people. And that makes sense because young people have a very, 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 very high survival rate. So why is it everyone's getting forced to get this thing in the arm? Well, in my opinion, it's because Big Pharma is pumping that money. It's no different than fast food. Fast food has caused the obesity epidemic in the United States because they put sugar in everything, and these sugar companies have gotten away with having all these chemicals in their sodas and everything because they've paid off the likes of big government to get away with what they want to get away with. But these cities are just following the CDC or the NIH guidance, even if they're wrong, even if they don't match up with medical professionals everywhere or match up with even the WHO anymore. Masks. Here's another example. Masks. There's a lot of school districts still requiring things on the face diapers for kids even as young as under 5 for 8 hours a day. Even if Fauci has at one point stated that masks don't work, yet Rand Paul can make a point in saying masks don't work, cloth masks don't work, and get banned from YouTube. Rand Paul, our senator, not our senator, Kentucky senator, but doing a lot to protect the United States and the American people from such propaganda, and now he's banned from YouTube. Anyways, that's it for me. Let's listen to Rand Paul. Start resisting. Time is now. Otherwise, we end up like Australia. Talk to you guys later.